Hi, everyone. I'm going to walk you through your LSAC account and some of the things that people sometimes have trouble with when they're navigating the account for the first time. So this website is a little bit difficult to manage at times, but if you read all the directions and you're paying close attention, usually you can get to where you want to be. So just remember that you just need to kind of take some time, play around a little bit, and everything that you need is right here. So first thing I often get questions about is letters of recommendation. So the credentials and the credential assembly service is where things like your letters of recommendation, your transcripts, and your LSAT score will sit. So if we go into credentials and credential assembly service here, you can see your transcript status and your letters of recommendation. So if we click manage LORs, this is going to give us information about recommenders here. So you can see right now I have a fake recommender in here. You can add a new recommender by clicking this information here. You do want to waive your access rights. That lets the law schools know that you didn't read the letter prior to it being uploaded. And then you go in and you add all of this information about your recommender. People tend to have issues with this particular letter description. This you're going to need to use when you attach the letter to the applications themselves. And so sometimes people are sending the same recommenders to all schools, in which you can just write something like all schools. But if you have one recommender who's only writing a letter for, say, Temple, then you'd put like use for Temple only or something like that, just to remind yourself when you are going through that process. I'm not going to submit a new recommender in here, so I'm just going to cancel that out. You can see here then, once you clicked add, the person would show up here, but you're not done. You need to click email in order for the faculty member to get the actual instructions on how to submit the letter. So once you add the recommender, you then come back to this list and you would click email, so that in this case, Dr. Liebel would get an email from me saying, thanks so much for, well, I don't know, it's a standard letter from LSAC. And then I typically advise students and applicants to follow up with their recommenders, let them know that that email should be sitting in their inbox. Someone can also submit letters through the mail. And if that's the case, you can click this view to print and you'd print that out and send that over to your recommender. Typically, recommenders do not use that option. So here you can see I have started some applications, and if I wanted to attach letters, which you would do towards the end, I can click here to assign the letter. And this is the letter I have. You can see that it was labeled all schools. And so that's why it's important to label, because it doesn't say Dr. Liebel here, right? I don't know who that is. When I click submit, this will attach, you can see letter 1 is attached to this particular application, okay? So that's something that you can do prior to the letters coming in or while you're applying, it doesn't matter, but that's the third step, okay? So you're requesting them, you're adding the information in here, you're then emailing the information to the recommender, and then you're attaching that to the applications. Those are your letters of recommendation. The other thing that people look at here is your transcript. So transcript status or add institutions. This can be a problem for people. So right now you can see my institutions are already added. If you haven't added institutions yet, you need to add another institution. And you can see here, click on the applicable add institution button below and follow the directions, right? So you would need to do that in order for the school to show up down at the bottom. So you can see add other institution, add international institution, etc. And then from there, we could request the transcripts online, and that will bump you over to St. Joe's process for requesting them, or you can follow the request information is found on the pre-law website. Okay, so you're going to have in the credential assembly service, you've got your letters of rec, you've got your transcripts. You also want to access your applications through this site. So if we go to applying to law schools, if we haven't looked for any yet, we could add a school to our list, and let's just add Belmont. So we can check that off. Save selections to school lists. Here's my school lists here. Okay. And let's say I wanted to start my application to Belmont. I'm going to click this here. This is giving me a high-level overview. So I haven't started anything yet. I've got nothing here. So let's click start the application, and let's say I want to apply for fall regular decision, please make sure you read this, because if you start the wrong application, so if you start the early decision instead of the regular decision, you're not going to be able to go back. You'll have to start all over. So make sure you read that. So I'm applying online. I can see the fees here. Remember, application fees can be waived, but the report fee is not waived unless you have an LSAC fee waiver. Let's give it a minute here. Okay, so now I'm inside this high-level overview. So over here, we can still see I still haven't paid for the credential assembly service. I've got no transcripts in, no letters of rec, no LSAT score, and my application is 0% complete. When I click application, it's going to bump me over to Belmont's application. Okay, we've got instructions, we've got all the questions and attachments here. Okay, so really the first thing you want to do is read instructions, and let's do this so you can see what happens. You know, I'm reading through. These are very brief instructions, some are longer, and I click save. We can see that 1% is completed here. Same thing will happen as you go through this particular information. You can see personal statement here. If you answer yes to a character and fitness question, so let's say I say yes here, you know, they'll ask for information. Let's say no, no, no. There's a lot of questions here. Make sure you read all of these things really carefully, because some of these may require you to say yes. I'm just going to show you this here. If they're requiring you to write more information, something will appear in the attachments below that will say not completed, right? So Belmont didn't ask me to do that, but some schools will. And you can see I'm at 8% complete. So let's say I'm done. I don't want to do any more right now. I'm going to go back to the active application. I can see my status here, and then I can go back to all application lists if needed. So now we're back to this list here. So those are the big things that people sort of have a hard time with LSAC. Just make sure you take your time, read directions. If you have any questions, call LSAC. You know, they have a phone number, they're accessible, and it is better to sort of know what you're doing before you start than to be confused and start doing the wrong thing. Okay. If you have any questions, call LSAC, and remember to read all the directions.